Welcome to VMware Cloud Foundation, a demo of deploying and managing workloads from private cloud to the public cloud. VMware Cloud Foundation essentially is a unified SDDC platform for hybrid cloud. It allows you to have a single solution integrated with vSphere, vSAN, and NSX to run any kind of application on a single platform. It allows you to operate very easily, simple to operate. It's a common foundation across the clouds, whether it be a private cloud or public cloud. It allows you to really do a deployment very easily. Today's use case is basically I'm going to define VMware vRealize automation instance on a private cloud and deploy and manage workloads on a public cloud. Today's demo, I'm going to utilize IBM software as my third-party public cloud service provider. I already have cloud defined on a VCF within VMware Data Center, which will allow me to really showcase you how easy and quickly you can deploy and manage workloads in a public cloud environment. For that, let us have a look at some networking setup that kind of went behind this setup to make it happen. So I have a VMware Data Center in Wenatchee, Washington State. I have various workloads running. I have ESX servers, Virtual Center server with some networking configurations to run workloads on a private cloud, which is my VMware Data Center. At the same time, I have IBM software in San Jose, California, and another data center where I am running another instance of VMware Cloud Foundation, running some workload, running a Virtual Center server, ESXi, but no VRA or IIS instance running on software data center. If you look at this here, I have a VRA IIS instance running in VMware Data Center and running and deploying and managing workload virtual machines on a software. To make it happen, I have to use VMware NSX features called L2 VPN on IPsec tunnel. You can have a direct link between the data centers as well, but for the demo purpose, I have been using L2 VPN on IPsec tunnel with OSPF setup. With that said, let us go and have a look at how it looks. So if you look at this is my data center virtual web client running on IBM software data center. I have 4 ESXi hosts, 1 cluster, some workloads already running. I have recently deployed VCF 0013 as one of the virtual machine through my VRA instance, which is running in VMware Data Center. This is my workload which was executed in VMware Data Center, which got executed successfully. To showcase how you can manage, deploy, or even take care of your virtual machines on off-prem cloud. If I look at it, overall managed virtual machines, I have 0013 virtual machine which was recently deployed. Okay, so I'm going to go and say destroy this virtual machine, and shortly we will go back and see the overall workflow being executed here on this virtual on this virtual center server to retire, to deactivate, to remove this virtual machine from my public cloud, which is running in software. So if you look at this workflow right now, it's saying deactivate machine. So let us go and see what commands being executed. So if you look at this virtual center server client, web client, right now it has initiated a request to really retire this virtual machine. Let's go and refresh quickly this particular client interface and see what steps are going on. So it's still working, work is in progress. So if you look at it, this is my private cloud environment that I'm running, managing everything onto the public cloud. So let us go back and check my entry, my managed virtual machine 009. 0013 is already gone. It's not there in the managed machines. And let us go and check the inventory here. If I have any of the other VCF virtual machines running, no, I just have 5 and 8. Number 13 is gone. It's not in the inventory, and it's being deleted from my instance successfully. So let us go back and check if I can really deploy a virtual machine from my private cloud. So I have a service defined as Linux server. So I'm going to deploy a similar Linux server onto the public cloud. So let's say deploying Linux virtual machine on public cloud. Say submit, and let us go and see the request. And I would like to see the requests which are in progress rather than looking at all the requests. So let us go back and see the details of the request. If I see in execution mode, it's in progress, the next step is still waiting. So it has been able to identify that, hey, there are enough resources available for me to create a virtual machine. So let's go back and check if anything has come up over here into the web client on my public cloud. It's still waiting for Virtual Center Server to acknowledge and then basically provide a way to create or clone virtual machine from a template. I have a template on this particular environment, so I'm going to use that clone to clone and create a virtual machine. So this is my one of the template that I'm going to use it. So if I look at it, this workflow is still in progress, and if I come back onto my web client on public cloud, I see some actions are going on. It is using my Linux template. It's cloning into a virtual machine, and it's still going on. So let us go back and check if it has successfully created a virtual machine. So if I go back here, it has created a virtual machine ending with 0014. If you remember, we had deleted 0013 successfully from my private cloud. Now I was able to deploy a virtual machine 0014 on a public cloud from my private cloud interface. VMware Cloud Foundation really allows you to seamlessly deploy, manage the workloads between the clouds very, very successfully. I hope you enjoyed this demo. Thank you very much.